Hi, it's Mike Petoskey with CMD Wellness. Today we're continuing on our series on what is first aid according to OSHA. This is one final note about our OSHA First Aid definition series. We've covered all 14 topics of OSHA First Aid, subsections A through N, and there's one last little piece in this code that I'd like to share with you. It reads as follows. This is a complete list of all treatments considered first aid for Part 1904 purposes. Why is this significant? I've been in occupational medicine for 15 years now. I've worked in dozens of different sites. I've worked in dozens of different locations and for dozens of different companies. And it always comes up that we'll have someone that comes up with a brilliant idea, or they saw something online, or they saw a YouTube video, or they saw this in the news, and they come rushing in the clinic and they say, Mike, we found this thing online and we think this is great. Can we use that here at the site? And this is always kind of a tricky answer because the simple answer is, yeah, sure, we can. We can use it on your site. That's great. But I'm going to let you know it's not on the 14 points that OSHA says we can use and still call it first aid. And that means that if you have an injured worker, that there is a work-related injury and you go and use this new awesome device that you saw online, if we use that thing, because it is not on the 14 points that OSHA spells out in points A through N, it's not on that list, it's not first aid. And that means it's medical treatment and you just bought yourself a recordable. So do you really want to invest the money in buying and using something that's not on this list? Sometimes the answer is,
yeah, heck yeah.
Sometimes the answer is,
heck no, why would I do that?
I'll give you a really great example. I had a safety officer one time come up to me and say, hey, Mike, I just went to New Orleans for the weekend and I saw the coolest thing I've never seen before. They have IV bars. They have places that you can just walk in and get an IV and they fill you up with fluids and electrolytes and you walk out of there feeling like $1 million. Then he thinks, man, this is great. We should bring this back to the job site. And I sat back and I said, you sure about that? Now that got into a really interesting discussion, and then we went all the way up to the project manager and the plant manager and went all the way up the chain of command. We're having debates up and down, left, right, and sideways. You sure about that? And at the end of the day, all I had to do was fall back on this. This is a complete list of all treatments considered first aid for 1904 purposes. So again, if you found something out in the world or saw on the shelf or you saw it online as an advertisement and you're like, hey, this is a great idea, we can use this on the job site, please make sure to check with your occupational medicine specialist first, or better yet, call us. We'll give you some good feedback on it. If this helped you out and you'd like some more tips and tricks on how to navigate through OSHA First Aid, please follow us at cmdwellness.com.